All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Teen Talk Live. I am your host, Ann Dillard, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I am just always so excited to come to you with extraordinary guests, and tonight is no exception. So if you are joining us, please share the video out. Invite your friends to come in and have a conversation with my guests and I, because you are in for a treat tonight. Now, you know, at Teen Talk Live, our goal is to transform the lives and minds of teens and those who love them. So tonight we have a dynamic duo, a team, a mother-daughter team. We have Miss Jasmine here with us and her mom, Jennifer. And Jasmine is, while I get the sound together here. We have a dynamic duo. A team. All right, I'm working it out. Okay, I think we got it straight. So Jasmine is a kid CEO. Okay, she's not really a kid, but she's a kid CEO. She is 16 years old, and I can't wait for you to meet this young lady. She is just power packed. Welcome, Jasmine. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited that you all are here with me on Teen Talk Live. Thank you.
We are too. Thank you. We love your show. So anything we can do to support, we got you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm just going to share this out so people know to come on and join us, because I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to talk to Jasmine. This is so exciting for me. And especially before we got on, we were just talking about West Africa. You know, I'm all about West Africa. So
yes,
I can't wait. Okay, so I'm sharing this on my timeline, and just so excited. This is Jasmine, Kid CEO. Oh my goodness. All right. So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about how do you serve in the world?
Many facets. I believe in knowing your purpose. I believe in knowing your gift. You can have things that you're good at, but I've always raised my kids to really focus on their purpose. And I know I have three purposes in this world. One, to dance, to teach dance and choreograph. I've been a dancer since I was 2 years old. I went professional at 15. So that's my first passion and my first purpose. My second purpose is helping every woman and kid entrepreneur to thrive in a profitable business. I've made it my personal mission. And that's what we're doing here in Dallas and cities and states around us. With my company, Idea to Profit. We help people to take their ideas and launch profitable businesses in 90 days.
In 90 days?
90 days.
Well, that is all right. Shout out to all my friends and family in Dallas. This woman is on the ball. You all want to check her out. That is so amazing. And you have, the proof is in the pudding. Your children are successful entrepreneurs. Congratulations on the book that's coming out.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, I give first credit to the Lord, but she's worked hard. My son is an entrepreneur as well. And she comes from a line of entrepreneurs. My mom was an entrepreneur. I was a second generation, so it was just natural that she would become the third female in our family history to become an entrepreneur at a young age. So it was natural.
That's amazing, Jasmine. That is a long legacy for you to live up to. Tell me about yourself.
I'm 16. I am an interior decorator, and I love design. I started my business when I was 11, and I got my first boutique at the Allen Antique Mall. It's truly dear in my heart. And I refurbish housewares. I love to take things from the thrift store and reshape them brand new, something that you see in IKEA, but it's more precious. It's deeper to you. I like to design things, housewares that are precious to my clients. I don't want you to pick it out because it's cute. I want you to pick it out because it resembles you. So yes, I love to design. To my mom and my grandma.
Oh, that's so amazing. So you started at 11. When did you first realize that you had this passion and you just have to pursue it?
When I was a kid, my grandma and my brother and I, we always used to go treasure hunting for housewares, and we would just repurpose housewares for fun. And one Saturday, my grandma took me to her friend's house where she was redoing her house for her, and she was teaching me the elements of design, and I just fell in love with it. I would go home and redesign my mom's living room without asking, and she was like, "What?" And I just fell in love. I knew then, because I started using my design in school. I started using my projects, and that's how I knew that I love design, because it was in literally every aspect of my life.
That is so exciting. And Mom, what did you do? I mean, when you found out that she's gonna turn your house upside down.
Well, so again, she's third generation. So I grew up with my mother, who her first degree, my mother has 4 degrees, her first degree is in design. So I grew up with the mother who was constantly designing our house, her clients' houses. I actually saw her designing. She was also a professional event coordinator and producer for Fortune 500. So I watched this happen in my life growing up. So I was starting to see that in my child. And then as my mother went on more and more client visits, she kept coming to pick up my daughter. And every time she would come home, she would tell me what she learned and what, she did. And so she literally opened up her own store. She woke me up on a Saturday morning. I remember this distinctly. I was asleep. Normally she would come in and say hello and give me a kiss. She just busted in the door. She had a tablet in her hand and she goes, "Mom, I want to open up my own store." And I sat up in the bed and I thought, this girl is crazy. What? And she goes, "And I have a plan." And sure enough, she had been working on it for weeks. She had a plan. She knew the name of her business. She wrote out the structure. She knew how many people she needed to hire. She knew the inventory she needed, how much it was going to cost. She knew all the materials that she needed. She'd already determined who her client was. I mean, she did the work. She was serious. And so I've just always been the mom that I want to support them when they find their purpose. And I said, well, okay, go get dressed. And so we went looking for storefronts. We found her storefront. 4 weeks later, she opened up her store and sold out within 2 hours of her grand opening. It was, I knew that this was not just something fun. It wasn't a hobby. It was past that. This was truly her purpose. And this is what she wanted to do.
Oh, that just warms my heart. And her grandma had such an inspirational role in her life. That is so, so special. So you were sandwiched by designers.
Yes. Yeah. And so what we do is we kind of sandwich her in terms of, I'm the business aspect. So I teach her about business and formulating the business and business no-nos. She knows how to apply for a loan. We've actually built her business so that she can walk into the bank today and apply for a loan and give them everything they need for them to say yes. So I teach her the business part and my mom teaches her the design part. And then when she turned 14, she actually went pro, and I'll let her tell the story, but her work's been on national television and she's worked with Steve Harvey's interior designer. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, and so at that point I had to kind of step back, let her run her business, but be there to support her and help her and then guide her in terms of business so that she can continue to grow her business itself.
That is so amazing. Let me just pause to say hello and welcome to our guest, Laverne. I'm so glad you're here. Pastor Tim, thank you for being here. Laveda, thank you for being here. Hey, Natalie, thank you for joining us. Sabra, oh my goodness, thank you for being here. We have guests from all over the country joining us today, and I'm just so excited. Yes, Laverne, such passion at such a young age, and it's like, how can we duplicate this? And how can we give hope to the society for our young people? This is so amazing. And so Jasmine, you are 11. You have your store, but you also have school, and you have chores at home, and you have rules. How in the world did you manage all of that?
Honestly, I'm just going to say God.
And time management.
And time management. I honestly don't know how I do it. I think I get most of my strength from my mother, and
organizer.
And my organizer. Yeah, I was really stressed when I was like 12, and she was like, I can't do it anymore. So she went to the dollar store, she got me a planner, and she sat down with me and said, hey, plan out your day. And so that planner is like my go-to every day. I plan out everything I need to do. I plan out when I need to do my chores, when I need to do my homework, when I'm going to school. I mean, everything, when I work on my business, everything that I need to do is in that planner. That's how I manage it all. I can't do it without my mom. There are times where she goes, okay, it's time for you to go act like a kid, and it's time for you to like act serious. There's times where I can just design all that I want to, and she's just like, okay, go outside, go do something. I need you to go, go outside. But I use time management and my planner most of the time just to help me manage everything that's going on in my life.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you design your own planner?
I want to one day, but well, actually, my mom has designed most of my planners because she knows me so well. She designs most of my planners, or I just go buy one. I don't think I had the time to actually make my own planner.
I could just see it with the fabric and the this and the different time slots. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Robin. Yes, this is truly an amazing story. Atlantis, thank you for joining us. And Ashley, I'm so glad you're here. We're talking to this great kid CEO and her mom, her manager, her boundary maker, and all that good stuff. And I'm so glad. So, Mom, you've had to set some boundaries. It seems like being a kid is still important to you, that Jasmine experiences that.
Absolutely. It's important for me. And I pride myself in being a little bit different than I think most of the other parents who have kids who are entrepreneurs. It's never been about me. And I make sure that she understands this is her dream. This is what she wants to do. And our role as her parents are to be there to support them, or to support her and her brother. So it's not about me. It's not about me being the mom of the KidCEO and what I want her to do. And, you need to make this much amount of money and you've got to follow because this other KidCEO did this. That's not it. I have to parent her according to who she is, right? And be her mom. So I've had to put some pretty strict boundaries on her. She's an AP student. She's got a 4.4 GPA. She could graduate early if she wanted to. She wasn't ready for that. And so we're letting her, do her senior year. And she's already been accepted to the #1 college in the country. And that was our goal. And I told her, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. And we're going to go all the way. Some of the boundaries that I put on her was, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are truly her business days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I need you to be a kid. I need you to do your chores. I need you to do your homework. Those are important things, right? And then when you get on Friday, you can shut that part of your life down and you jump into this business. It's like a month ago, she spoke to 4,000 kids here at an expo in Dallas. We had to prepare for that, and she was going through finals. So that's the only way that she went through it, that she was able to get through it. So I think it is important for other parents, if you've got a kid and they're interested in running this, one, make sure that you can separate yourself. It's not you. Your goal is to support them, right? Know what they want. Research yourself, become an expert in their area. And if you can't become an expert, go find other people who are experts in their area so that you can be who you need to be, which is their parent, their guide, their coach, their manager. I just make sure, I don't have to live through her. I've got my own business. And I think also something that's helped us, and we talk about it a lot, as I grow and as I learn new things in my business, my company's government certified. We're a government contractor. As I learn new things, I'm teaching her too. So there's a lot of times we're kind of growing together. And so I think that's good for her to also realize you can't get it, as even if you're a kid CEO, at some point she's just going to be a CEO, and so she needs to learn those same lessons that we learn as adults.
That is so powerful, and it's invaluable. She doesn't have to go to college to get this. I mean, she's going to college to do her thing. And by the way, congratulations on being accepted as SCAD. And for those who don't know, it's SCAD is Savannah College of Arts and Design, and it's a very prestigious design college, very hard to get into. And this young lady has gotten her acceptance into SCAD. And I'm just so excited for you. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with me, because that gives me hope.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
I am honored. It's such a school that I would love to be part of, because it's filled with kids who think like me. I'm very autistic. I mean, an artistic person, and I'm a visual, and I get to go and be a part of a school that has students where I can learn with other visual and artistic kids who are just like me. And it's refreshing, it's exciting, and I'm truly honored to be a part of the #1 college of interior design. Wants me, accepted me. So I'm excited.
And I think, Ann, something that we were talking about, I think this is also, to answer your question, this is also something that I did. When your kids have a purpose, so move past the hobby, right? And something that's kind of fun. But when they actually have a purpose and they decide this is what they want to do, we have to also mold that craft or whatever that thing is. And so I've been really big on Jasmine with getting credentialing. It's not that she just woke up and said, oh, I'm an interior designer. No, you can't be an interior designer without a master's degree. But what you can be is an interior decorator. And now let's go get some credentials. So, she's got 2 credentials underneath her belt. She's a certified STEMpreneur. Who knew there was such a thing? She got that 2 years ago. And she's also a credentialed certified interior decorator. There is such a thing. And so it's important, I think, for us as parents. Again, I'm not an expert in interior design. I'm a dancer and I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm not a designer. But I made sure she had the tools. I made sure she had the resources. I made sure she had the mentors, the leadership around her in her craft, so then I could do what I do best.
And the credentialing.
Credentialing, it's important. Yeah.
It's extremely important.
Because you have been able to do amazing internship. Tell us about one of your internship opportunities. And we lost Jasmine temporarily, and I know that they'll pop back on. But this has been so amazing talking to this young woman who is only 16 years old. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Doc, for being here. Thank you, Joseph, for being here. And Robin, thank you again for being here. And we had some technical difficulties, and we'll just wait for them to hop back on. But here is this amazing young woman who is doing such great things and so focused on becoming a designer and being accepted at the age of 16 to the top design college in the country. And it's just amazing. So I can't wait for them to pop back on to finish telling us about her journey, her credentialing, and she's going to share with us about her internship opportunity. So we are going to make sure that we can get them back. But for now, I want you to look up Jasmine. Jasmine is the CEO of Precious Designs. That's her design company. She has clients where she remodels their houses, interior work, designing, and she does that for many different people. And I'm excited about, again, her sharing about her internship. Hey, Kelvin, thank you for being here. Hey, Dr. Dana, I'm glad you're joining us. We're just experiencing a little technical difficulties here. We lost connection with Jasmine and her mom, Jennifer, but I'm waiting for them to pop back on so that we can finish talking to them. I think, as you can see, the last few shows that I've had for Teen Talk Live, I've been intentional about bringing on kids entrepreneur, because I think it's so important when kids have a purpose in their life. We can combat so much of this violence that we're seeing. We could combat so much of the depression, so much of the mental illnesses that we're seeing, because kids are actually cued in. They have parents who are being intentional and supporting their dreams. and they are working intentionally. And so, you know, this is such an amazing thing. Let me work on pulling them back online here with us. So you all bear with us for just a minute. Okay, and I am navigating this so we can have our guests back because the story is so amazing. So thank you for staying with us. Hey, I'm glad you're back. Turn your camera a little bit. You're sideways. There you are. Okay, so, all right, great. All right, let me unmute you so that I can hear you.
Sure.
All right, there you are. Thank you for coming back.
Sorry that we got lost, but we're back on. We're here.
That's all right. I just told them a little bit about your company, Precious Designs, and I was just saying, hey, I am excited to hear about your internship. So tell us about your internship, Jazz.
Yes. In 2015, I went to the Steve Harvey seminar, the college fair, and I got to meet Michael Welch. He was in Steve Harvey's interior designer in his personal life and on his TV.
And the Obamas.
And the Obamas. Yes, he was the interior designer for the Obamas. And I was really excited. I ran up to him and was like, I want to be just like you. And after his seminar, he said, I want you to become my design assistant. And I worked with him for a whole year. And when he came to visit in Dallas, he said that I want you to help me design for Steve Harvey's grandson's nursery. So my design was featured on the Steve Harvey show and is currently in his grandson's nursery. So it's awesome and so cool.
Bravo. If you all are watching, give her some hearts. Send her some hearts. She designed Steve Harvey's grandson's nursery. Do you know what an honor that is? Oh my goodness. And you are here on Teen Talk Live with us. Thank you. That is so amazing.
And I'll tell you, I knew it was real because, you've asked me a couple of times, how do you, what do you do? How do you know when it's real? And I think that was actually what was real for me. When I got the phone call from HGTV, okay, a design star from their show, Michael Welch, he is phenomenal. For me as a parent to get a phone call from a designer of that level to say, hey, we want your daughter to come help us and be a part of our team to design a special project. Can you pull her out of school? And, I'm big on school, very big. And I had to weigh it, and I've always told her school comes first. But because she had the GPA, because she was ahead, because her work was always in on time, her teacher said, yes, no problem. I had no problems with saying, yeah, you can get out of school and go work on this top secret project, And I remember when I took her and I dropped her off, it was surreal to me at that point, and when she took pictures in the Steve Harvey t-shirts, and when she took pictures with Michael Welch, and then he wrote her this fabulous letter of recommendation and said that she's the future of interior design. I knew then, okay, I need to do whatever I need to do to support her so that she can thrive. But I think that was also one of the moments for me. So one of my recommendations to parents is get your kids a mentor. Get them someone who they can talk to, someone who can teach them, give them and find them opportunities to learn. She wasn't an intern. She was a design assistant. At 14 and 15, that's huge.
That is amazing.
I would say it's a life changer. And I wouldn't just pick anybody to be your mentor. I would do the research because your mentor can either make you or break you, because your mentor can introduce to new avenues. They can introduce you to new people. They can help you grow as a person, can help you grow as in your business. And it's for me, it helped me tremendously. And for other kids, I think that's what can help them build, because no one truly really believes in the kid. They think that, they don't have the right or the credentials, but really a mentor is going to help them get those credentials and help them.
Yeah. One of the things she just did about 2 months ago, she got a new client. She was trying to sell her house, couldn't sell her house. And so she hired Jasmine, and Jasmine completely staged her home. So it was on the market, wouldn't sell. Jasmine went in, completely restaged it, got the house sold in a week for over $200,000. Like, that's the kind of work that she did with, you know, her mentor and what she learned. And to sit back and watch her do it, you know, it just made me so proud. But it also confirmed for me, this child knows what she's doing. You know, soon I can't call her a kid CEO. She's just going to be a CEO of her own business.
Absolutely. And she's got all the skills. She's got the credentials. She's got the know-how. She's got the connections. That is so amazing. I'm really excited about that. Now, you touched on school. Now, how does it work with the Dallas school system? Because I know that you have to be somewhat flexible, and thankfully you have the grades 4.5, 4.4.
4.4.
You have the GPA. You've got it. So how does it work? I know Jasmine is speaking all over the country and is going international. So how did the school system work with you?
You know, I told her, especially until she got to her senior year, she has a strategy for her business. And I really kind of boxed her in, if you will. And I told her the majority of the traveling needs to be during the summer and during your breaks, because her education is key. She couldn't get into Spelman. She couldn't get into SCAD. She couldn't get into Parsons. You know, she couldn't get into any of these Ivy Leagues or the best schools if she didn't have the grades, period. And so we've been strategic that she does a lot of her traveling. She does a lot of the shows that she does. She does it during her holidays, her summers, her breaks. We'll be strategic and accept things during the school year, but I'm always making sure her grades up to par. And luckily, she does a really good job without me. You know, I've kind of moved into the consultant role, if you will, but that's really the strategy for Jasmine, especially when she was younger, is I had to box her off and say, okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is your business. You can sell Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can go to your store Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And even on Sunday, I capped her because I wanted her to stop and relax and be a kid. It's important because there's, you know, she gets things being a kid. She could be running around having a fun time like, Mom, I just thought of this great idea. I still want her to be able to grow up and say, yes, I had a business, but I was completely also a kid, you know, that she didn't miss anything.
That is so awesome. Thank you. Because that, you know, a lot of kids, a lot of adults we see, when they lose their childhood, they grow up and they're like 30 years old acting like a kid, right?
Exactly.
So that leads me into my next question. Jasmine, for you, what is it like having a mom manager and somebody who is cracking down on you, holding the reins and leading you in business as well?
It is a blessing and a curse. There are times where she's my mom. There are times where she's my manager. And I had to really adjust to that when I turned 11 because I had never seen my mom be a manager with me. But it was, I would say it's a blessing because without my mom, I wouldn't have learned the business aspect. I would probably still not be making profit because she wouldn't have taught me that. And I think that it helped me in school and business and as a person to have her as both roles. It's so amazing to have her want to do that because most parents don't want to. They don't know how. And the fact that she knows how and she wants to, completely a blessing.
Wow. So tell me about an experience where you might have wanted to do something and mom said, oh, nope, you either have to study or you got to work on your business.
I will tell you about my first failing grade. I didn't tell her, and she had gotten my report card, and she said, oh, and she sat me down. She kept me away from school that day. She goes, so you have a C.
Well, we should explain that. I'm sorry. People are probably like, wait, a C failing? I don't do C's, and I'm not too fond of B's. So when she said she got her first failing grade, she brought home her first C. It was in an AP class, AP French, and she brought home a 79. And so for me, C's are failing.
Oh, yeah. And she goes, okay, so at this time, I was still doing my design assistant with Mikkel Welch. She goes, well, you can't do the assignment this week.
And I about died.
And she was
and
like,
I called him as her manager and said, she will not be working this weekend.
She pulled the plug on you that weekend.
oh, it was so painful. It was very painful. I was like, that grade will be up very soon.
And it never happened again.
No, not ever. Not ever.
Oh my goodness. That is so great. And like Joseph said, this creates a good balance, and how wonderful it is. Wow. That's so amazing. It's how did you feel? Did it hurt you to have to pull the plug on her?
You know, for a moment it did, but for me, it's more important. Well, and I've told her this, she'll probably say it with me. I am not her friend. God did not put me on this earth to be her friend. She's got friends. I'm here to be her mama, period. And with that comes responsibility. So although there was just a little bitty, itty little piece of me, you know, that didn't want to do it, I would rather be tough and consistent and give her tough love and prepare her for this world and for the things she says she wants, than you know, just let her, because at the end of the day, would that serve her at SCAD? Would that serve her at Spelman? Would that serve her at Parsons? You know, would that serve her at Duke? I mean, these are all the schools that she's applying to. If she doesn't learn that, hey, I need to take some time away to focus on this area of my life, if she doesn't learn that now, she won't know that when she leaves I want to make sure when she leaves my house that she can handle it.
Wow. Well, kudos to you. And you know, my guest last night was talking about, he was saying his girls are not his friend. And I've always told my kids that, they're not my friend. You get one mother.
That's right.
I mean, the role switches at some point, but you truly
right now,
it's my first calling, really.
That's right.
You know, so Joseph said that's what I'm talking about. Thinking beyond, yes, and thinking beyond the moment and setting her up for future success. What amazing. I mean, what if she could design and she doesn't have consistency, or she doesn't have all the other stuff? It would serve her no good.
Well, you know, and the thing is, you know, going back to the credentialing, she's an interior decorator. Yes, she has a credentialing, but you have to have a master's degree to be an interior designer. She has to be licensed. Every state has their own credentialing, right? Their own licensing. So if I didn't teach her this now in high school, then she wasn't going to get it in undergrad. Then she's got to get it when she gets to graduate school, because she can't have what my mom calls the sheepskin, right? To pass that test, to be licensed, so that she can go and study and study in Hong Kong and design in Hong Kong and France. She wants to go design in France. Well, baby, you got to have those grades, period. So, you know, she had to learn it, but I mean, it never happened again. And the great thing about having a mentor is that he supported it. So when I called Mikhail Welch and said, hey, this weekend, Jasmine can't do her work, she got a 79. He was like, oh, mama, do your thing. I got it. You know, I support you. And she needed to know that mama had her and the other side of the world had her. And so then she got it. So that's why she has a 4.4 GPA.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations, because it's not easy. And that's amazing. So, Jasmine, tell us something about yourself that people wouldn't normally know. What's something about you that just stands out?
I do not design with plans. I design on the spot with materials around me. I love to be put in an unknown situation and in unknown surroundings, and I will begin an object and I will design with whatever is around me. I love doing that. I cannot design with a plan. I don't care how many times I plan it out, I write it out. I have to do it improv. There's no way for me to design in a way of just being organized. I can't do instructions. I can't.
Wow, that's incredible. So you get put in the situation and you get inspired.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow, that's cool. What does your classmates think about you?
That's a very interesting question. A lot of my classmates either do not believe me or do not support me.
Oh.
They believe that a kid like me, a girl like me, should not have their own business. Yes. It's challenging because I'm running a business and trying to be a kid and have friends. So it's a matter of trying to balance the friends who care and who will support having a business, because most kids won't support that. They will look at you funny, think that you're crazy, and laugh at you, to be honest.
Right. Wow. Wow. So would you say you have a good collection of friends, or
I have
a challenge?
I have about a good 4 to 5 friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have mainly only good to 4 friends, because they are the only ones who support me and know me and who support my business.
Wow. That can be challenging as a teenager. And, and some people might say, hey, you don't need a lot of friends around you anyway. 4 to 5 friends, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And so what does it take to be Jasmine's friend?
I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like hypocritical people, because that means you cannot be trusted. When I was a kid, I was brutally bullied, and my friends turned their back on me in the fastest way they could. And so that has made me a person who's dear to friends with me. So if you show me that you cannot be trusted, you have to leave my life. I cannot have you around me. You're not good for my environment. You have to be true to who you are. You have to be truthful. You have to be loyal. You have to be loving and kind. I can't accept just anyone as my friend.
That is really important. And we're talking tonight with Jasmine, KidCEO and designer, and her mom, Jennifer. And we're talking about the relational part of being an entrepreneur. And this is so critical, because while you're a teenager and friendship is really important, I'm so glad to hear that you have defined who can be your friend, because that is a precious gift to be somebody's friend. And I appreciate that. That's really good.
Thank you.
So what do you do to support Jasmine's self-esteem and to keep her encouraged?
I really focus on keeping her motivated and keeping her encouraged. I'm always making sure that she has creative stuff around her. As a designer, she has to have color and texture and line and shape. I've learned how my daughter thrives and how she learns and how you can see the light bulb go off in her when it's time to design, right? When she's in her design studio and she's working on a project for a customer, or she's designing something, I've learned to watch, and I've learned, kind of some of those signs. So I'm always keeping her around the things that she loves. Again, finding kind of that balance so that I know when she's tired, like if she's working on a $300 almond, right? And she's feeling the pressure, she's almost done. I've learned when she needs to take a break. Yeah, she may be 30 minutes away from finishing it, but I've learned through her body language, her size, how she's hammering. I've learned when it's like, hey, that looks great. Let's go get ice cream, or hey, let's pick that back up in the morning after church. I've had to study her just so I can make sure she's kind of learning those lessons. Again, when she's not home, when she's at SCAD and she's, working with these awesome professors, right. I need to know when to take those breaks. I constantly feed into her. I'm constantly telling her she's smart, she's brilliant, she can do this. We're spiritual. We're a spiritual family. So I'm constantly giving her the word of God. I'm constantly praying over her. I'm constantly speaking these things into her. And then my husband and I, we really just support her. It doesn't matter. And we keep our focus on her. So, we keep her focus on God and then her. So, there's a lot of kid CEOs running around, and we teach her not to focus on what everyone else is doing. She needs to run her own race. and she needs to do what God's told her to do. And then everything else is going to fall into place. So I think that's also something really big for me, because I've seen other kids, you know, get discouraged because another kid's done this, or their mom said that, or, you know, I've even heard other parents say, oh, well, my kid's better than your kid. We don't have room for that in our lives. I keep her completely focused on doing what she's been called to do, and then God does the rest.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. And Jasmine, what are some of the things that you do for self-care?
I first of all, I always like start with a scripture, or I take care of myself. That's a number one thing. I take care of myself. My mom always takes me, and with whatever I earn from my own money, I will get my nails done. I'll get my feet done. I'll get my hair done.
Go to the spa.
Yes, go to the spa. That's mainly most of it. But I also I love to sit down and see what other people do, and then say, this is what I'm going to do better. And then I go and do that, because I see other people, how they're doing it. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but how would I do it? And then I'm inspired by my own visions and my own designs in my mind. And I'm like, okay, it's in my head, but how am I going to get it out? And that's how I inspire myself.
That is exceptional. That is exceptional. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for all the guests who are here. Krazan, thank you for joining us. Chrissy, thank you for being here. And Robin, you're still here. Yes, it sounds like Mom is doing a wonderful job. So I want you all to share this video out, because everybody needs to know about this KidCEO. She is amazing. And if you have any questions as we wrap up this interview, just drop them here. And we'll try to get them answered. So Jasmine, you have a book coming out. Tell us about that.
I think a couple of books are coming out. I'm writing a book currently about PD's pillows, which is Precious Designs pillows, and it's basically how I am, which pillows I'm using, what kind of pillows, what kind of fabrics I'm using, and how I determine the textures and the colors I want to use. So that's really exciting. And I'm also going to be, I believe, collaborating with my mother in the next KidCEO book.
Yes.
And so that's exciting. Mm-hmm. And more to come, hopefully.
Yes.
That's
we
awesome.
have so last year in October, we published and launched our first KidCEO book. It is my brand and our trademark. And we featured kids from across the country, 5 awesome, amazing kids who are entrepreneurs, who started their own business, who are running their own business. They share their lessons learned from their failures and their successes. And then their parents came in afterwards and gave us some of their wisdom and how they're raising their kids. So that was KidCEO 1. We're actually working on, we're about to launch. So you're getting the scoop here today. We're launching KidCEO 2. And that means we're taking 15 kids who want to start their business, and we're going to launch their business by the time we publish the book and make them bestsellers. So we're going to walk them through the process to launch their business. We're going to have a huge launch party, and then they're going to have a huge grand opening, all 15 of them. And these are kids from across the country. So we're super excited. That's KidCEO 2.
Oh my goodness, that's so wonderful. How can kids learn more about that?
Absolutely. They can actually go to either one of the sites. So first, you can get the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You can also go to our website, which is beakidceo.com. And there is a tab that says you want to be in KidCEO number 2. You can click that tab. The information's there. Parents can email me. We have a short interview process that we bring our finalists together. And we're going to kick off the project July 5th.
Amazing. So when you get a chance, if you could drop that in the comments, so people who are watching or who are interested in their kids becoming a CEO and a part of this amazing project, they can apply. That sounds so wonderful.
Absolutely. I think my assistant is on, Robin. So Robin, if you're watching, drop it in the comments for everybody to see.
All right. So Jasmine, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? What's coming up?
in France, studying interior design, and my business is thriving.
She wants to get to France. She's gonna get to France.
Yes, yes. Don't forget, you guys stop in West Africa on your
That's
way.
right. That's right.
Obviously, yes.
That's amazing. And I'm so excited that you joined us. Thank you for taking the time to be on Teen Talk Live, because you're inspiring not just teens but their parents. And I'm getting ready to close, and I just want you to speak to that 11-year-old who feels the nudge. They're not quite sure, but they feel that little nudge. What would you say to them?
Don't let anyone tell you no. Yes is always the answer. I've had so many people tell me no. So many people tell me you can't do this, but you can do this. They don't realize that kids have the best imagination, and we're the best at taking the imagination and making it reality.
Awesome.
And I think that that's what you need to keep thinking, because once you find what's in your head, take whatever's around you. It may not look exactly the same, but if you get the same outcome, if it has the same function, you've done it. So now you just need to keep doing it, so you can keep perfecting it, so you can change the world that we're in now.
Amazing. Yes, 100. Yes, send her some hearts, because that is so on point. And Jennifer, what would you say to moms who are, noticing some stuff and are not quite sure how, or dads, what would you say to parents, period, about helping to hone their child's gift?
The first thing I would say, honestly, is pray and look for the gift, look for the purpose, and then look for the hobby. Those are three totally different things. And passion, I think, would actually be the fourth one, right? Look for those things. Start to identify and know which one they have. What's the purpose versus the gift versus the hobby. That would be my first suggestion. Well, my second. First one's obviously pray. And then third is get yourself in position to support them. It's not your job to run their business. It's not your job to make it your own business. It's your job to teach, to support. Yes, if financially they need assistance, don't just give them money. Teach them what it means to go to a bank. Teach them what it means to have interest, to have to pay it back, and teach them how to pitch. Teach them how to write a business plan. You're their teacher, right? But always remember, your role first is to be their parent. And if you can keep that in the forefront, pray, look for the differences, and then be able to support them, I think you got all the tools in the world to help your kids succeed.
Wow, that is great. And from what you've said also, the next one I would add is to put a mentor in their life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
It changed her entire business.
Amazing. Well, I just want to say thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on Teen Talk Live. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This is such a blessing, and it's so encouraging to others. I don't want people to just get information. I want their lives to be transformed.
Absolutely.
That this is good stuff that has the ability to transform lives and minds. And I want to thank our guests for joining us. Remember to share this. And if you're catching us on the replay, hit #replay and please share it out, because this is really good information and lots of good nuggets to take away about how to support your child entrepreneurship. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. We want to thank you. Thank you for having this show, because you're allowing stories to get out to other kids. And if people like you weren't sharing stories, Jasmine and I wouldn't have seen other kids. We would have got the same information. So kudos for you, and thank you for doing what you're doing. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all. And drop the comment. I think your assistant Robin is going to drop the information, because we want to get that out. And thank everyone for joining us for another episode of Teen Talk Live. Good night, everyone. God bless you all.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.